G'day and welcome to another edition of Hef's Homebrew. Today I'm going to be doing a tasting of a beer that I'm calling Hef's Old. It's based on a Morgan's Kit recipe. It's their version of this beer here, Toohey's Old. Toohey's, of course, is one of the large Australian macro breweries, and this is their dark ale. It's got a bit of a cult following here in Australia. If you're overseas, I guess you'd call it a dark mild. Anyway, in my experience, the Morgan's clone recipes are just a little light on in terms of both flavour and body. They say it's in the style rather than an exact clone. So anyway, I took that recipe, added a few things to it to hopefully get a beer that's going to be more to my liking. So I'll just look down at my notes here so that my the information I'm giving is accurate. So I'll start off with the Morgan's recipe. It's their tin of Australian Old, along with a kilo of what they call their Ultra Blend, or an equivalent. Pretty sure it's 500 grams light dry malt and then 250 each of maltodextrin and dextrose. And then they just do a 12 gram steep with East Kent Golding. So I did all of those, but I also added 500 grams of dark dry malt. And I also did a cold steep with 150 grams of dark chocolate malt. I used spring water and 2 packs dry of SO4 yeast. Fermented at 18 degrees, and just because of the way my schedule works and knowing when I'd be able to bottle, it had 2 weeks at 18 and then cold crash for a week as well. So 3 weeks in total. Starting gravity was 1050. Final gravity was 1018, which is a little bit higher than I was expecting. If someone who's got a little bit more experience or knowledge than I do can explain if they think that that's normal or if, yeah, it is a little bit high, happy for you to let me know about that in the comments. There doesn't appear to have been any vigorous extra secondary fermentation in the bottles, so maybe that is just where it finished. I'm not sure. I did 23 litres, so got 26 long necks. I did 12 in glass, 14 in PET. So with the bottle priming, we're looking at an ABV of about 4.7%. So that is all the particulars. I've got one of the PET bottles here. We'll crack it open. Small hiss, a little bit of smoke. Pour out into the schooner glass and make an assessment. Alright, I'll just pop the lid back on the bottle. As you can see, the carbonation is a little bit low. Again, if you've got any tips for carbonation, just 2 carbonation drops I used. Yeah, happy to hear any tips to improve carbonation. The glass ones are the same, so you know that's something I've heard. Use glass instead of PET. Glass ones have come out the same. Anyway, it's pretty dark. It's pretty dark. I can just see just a smidgen of light coming through at the bottom, but not much at all. And we've got just kind of a ring of tan head. Aroma. Dark roasted malts. Definitely hints of chocolate. No coffee in the aroma. Definitely some chocolate though. All right, let's give it a taste. Cheers. That carbonation's a little bit better than it looks, actually. A little bit better than it looks. The body is medium. I get the feeling if I had just brewed as per recipe that the body would be quite light. The taste, lots of roasted malts coming through, a little bit of chocolate. There's definitely some coffee in the taste. Moving into the back end, it's quite a drying finish actually, and a lingering coffee bitterness. The bitterness is definitely higher in this than in this. The Toohey's Old, if that's what you're looking for, I reckon it's also got a touch of smokiness in the flavour that this one doesn't have. And I think I don't actually know for sure what hops they do use in the Toohey's Old, but I don't get any of the earthiness coming through from the hops in this, whereas you probably get a little bit more in the Toohey's Old. There's not even a hint of kit twang in this, which makes me very pleased indeed. So in that regard, it's certainly a success. I'm a big fan of Toohey's Old. This is not Toohey's Old, but it's a really nice, easy, dark ale. Certainly sessionable at 4.7% ABV. I'm really happy with that. Actually, really happy. I would definitely brew it again. I would be tempted just to add another 50 grams of dark chocolate malt, so bring that up to 200. I'd also be tempted to use a bit more of the East Kent Goldings. There was only, 12 grams. I'd be tempted to go for 20 actually and see what that's like with 20 grams in a steep. And next time I'm really considering brewing it with a lager yeast and brewing it as a dark lager. I think that would be really, really nice as well. But definitely recommend this recipe if you are a kit brewer and you like a dark ale, or you're a fan of Toohey's Old in particular. I would definitely recommend you give this one a go. I did work out the cost. Obviously, being a kit beer and having a few extras bumps the cost up, but still, compared to the price that you're going to pay for Toohey's Old, I worked out I got 26 long necks, and that still worked out per long neck about half the price that you'd pay for a long neck of Toohey's Old. So in that regard, still a success as well. So cheers. Hef's Old is a success. This one in particular has been in the bottle for about 6 weeks. And to be honest, tasted really good the first taste I had at 2 weeks. I was really happy then, and it's just getting better and better. So very happy. In terms of what's next, yesterday I actually put down an amber ale. So it's had just over 24 hours in the fermenter. Lots of activity at this point. So in a couple of months, once that's finished and bottled and had some aging, then I will do a review of that one as well. But until next time, thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you next time on Hef's Homebrew. Cheers.